or deciding to create an artifact like this one, we would be considering to do this with stage 3. This would be with the year 5 or 6 students who would be able to demonstrate prior knowledge on how things are created and if they work. So the strand I'll be focusing on with stage 3 students is the physical world. This strand explores the physical characteristics of objects and how this affects their movement. Different forms of energy, such as light and sounds, are explored, which we can see in the carousel I've created, and the students are also able to learn about how energy can be transformed and transferred. Students are also able to investigate and design solutions to develop their understanding of electrical energy and its impacts on movement in real life situations like this carousel. To implement a learning experience like this in the classroom, I would use the 5E model by Bybee. The 5Es are engage, explore, explain, elaborate, and evaluate. So for engage, I would believe the easiest way to explain this to the students is having the light, the buzzer, the motor, and being able to construct something in which the students can see and having them engage in the lesson itself. It would be placed on the tables for where students can come in and also in front of the classroom to show an introduction. This artifact will engage the students straight away, which is the whole point. Look how it looks great. You would. For Explore, the students are able to explore electrical circuits and exploring transformations when they are connecting the wires, positive and negative, and letting them explore the circuits and being able to put them together into simple series or parallel circuits themselves. Then I'll be able to move along and explain what we are going to do with the model, explain how we are connecting the wires to make a series or parallel, as well as explaining how we make something like this. I will then be able to elaborate on how to create this model and demonstrate how to construct something like this. Then I would be evaluating the circuits the students have done and also their completed artifact and how they did doing this. This would allow the students to construct their understandings on the topic and ensure that it was an inquiry-based experiences that was relatable and easy for the students to understand. So to construct a carousel similar to this one in the classroom, there is a few considerations that would be needed to take into account. The first would be safety. So first of all, I did use a hot glue gun to glue down the motor and the cardboard pieces, the skewers for the motor, and also the pictures. Obviously, we will have to make the students aware of the safety around that and maybe having a supervisor there with the students to use the hot glue gun. So the students will be taking turns going up to the supervisor to glue on there for their project. Another very important one is working with electricity. With students, this is a very big safety issue as well. Just telling them to be aware of the dangers when using electricity on models like this, getting another supervisor or even myself to walk around and help students connect the wires together. Making sure I'm able to explain to the students that if the battery pack is also getting hot, to stop what they're doing, to disconnect everything so nothing bad happens or it doesn't catch on fire. Because if it is hot, it can be a hazard and damage everything. For all we know, we are working with wires and electricity, it can be very dangerous. Something to be considered is parent-teacher volunteers that can help with the experience. This could possibly be done with one per group or every 2 groups so that students are following safety rules and no one's getting hurt. I believe the group should be around 3 to 4 students and mixed ability grouping so that everyone gets a go and can understand the process in which they are doing. I think I can also send a letter home to the students' parents and let them know that we're going to be working with electricity and circuits, and that if they would be able to bring in items from home, preferably recycled items, so that we are keeping up with the 3 Rs. Being able to get students or parents to collect recyclable materials will also give the opportunity to see what else I would need to purchase or bring in for the students who might not have these materials at home. So to make sure that this is an inquiry-based learning experience, I would possibly keep it quite open-ended and allow as many possible solutions as they possibly can. So I would allow the students to do most of the decision-making themselves and giving them a lot of choice and a lot of freedom with their model. I would do it very similar to this assignment, maybe giving them the choice on the freedom that they wanted to do, except for the circuits. The circuits would have to be demonstrated by me and they would have to follow it. But giving the students the freedom I had, I would also use the questioning techniques to encourage discussions when creating the artifact.